I'd like to call the May 5th Plan Commission public meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Here.
Miles Long.
Here.
Tom Curris. Chris Rack.
Here.
Bob Kokan.
Here.
Gary Imig present. Tom Anderson.
Here. Minutes of the Plan Commission public meeting, April 7th, 2025. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack,
Second.
second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 6-0. First item, Plan Commission Case 2557, Canyon Creek Plan Unit Development Phase 5, General Location 7095 Burr Street, Canyon Creek Plan Unit Development. Petitioner Olthoff Homes, Jeff Yatzko. Request secondary approval of an 18-lot residential PUD subdivision. I would like to start, I have some correspondence from Nice Engineering I'd like to read into the record. Dear Mr. Anderson, reference is made to Canyon Creek PUD Phase 5 final plat submitted for review and consideration by Schererville Plan Commission. Based on the application of the subdivision control ordinance number 1095, the final plat submittal for Canyon Creek PUD Phase 5 is in compliance for consideration by the Plan Commission for secondary approval of an 18-lot residential PUD subdivision in Plan Commission Case 2557. Thank you for your consideration of this matter. Yours truly, Neil Simstad, Nice Engineering. Good evening.
Jeff Yatzko with Olthoff Homes. We are here tonight seeking secondary plat approval for Canyon Creek Phase 5. This consists of 16 lots and 2 outlots. One of the outlots will actually contain the entrance monument there for that second entrance. That's really about it. This will be the last phase of Canyon Creek, so this will complete the subdivision.
All right, any questions from board members? Anything from staff? Can't believe how much work is going on in there. I drove through there today. I go through there every couple of weeks, but went through there today. What's your timeline to finish that one out?
Roads will be started actually tomorrow. So we'll have roads in by Memorial Day, and then I'm sure we'll start building in there. I don't think we'll be finished by the end of the year, but for sure, probably next year.
Yeah. Okay. Any comments, questions? Course of action?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
Planning Commission Case 25-5-7, Canyon Creek Plan Unit Development Phase 5, General Location 7095 Burr Street, Canyon Creek Plan Unit Development. Petitioner Olthoff Homes, Jeff Yatzko. The request secondary approval of a 18-lot residential PUD subdivision. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all state, local, federal regulations and fees to the town of Schererville be kept current.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Kokan. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Yes.
Miles Long.
Yes.
Chris Rack.
Yes.
Bob Kokan.
Yes.
Gary Imig, yes. Tom Anderson.
Yes. So carries 6-0. Thank you, Mr. Yatzko.
Thank you.
Next item, Plan Commission Case 2558, Adlaka Commercial Edition, General Location 7300, 7310 West Lincoln Highway, Vaughan Plaza Subdivision. Petitioner Sat Adlaka, represented by Turenga Engineering and Surveying, requests primary approval of a 4-lot C3 Highway Commercial Subdivision and US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. I do have some correspondence I'd like to read into the record from Nice Engineering. Dear Mr. Anderson, reference is made to the Adlaka Commercial Edition preliminary plat submitted for review and consideration by the Schererville Plan Commission. Based on the application of Town of Schererville Subdivision Control Ordinance, the preliminary plat is in compliance for consideration by the Plan Commission for primary approval of a 4-lot C3 Highway Commercial Subdivision and Plan Commission Case 2558. For clarity, a site development plan related to grading plan, sanitary sewer, stormwater, and water utilities for Adlaka Commercial Additions Lot 1 and Lot 4 has not yet been submitted for review for consideration by the Plan Commission for the US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District in Plan Commission Case 2558. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. Yours truly, Neil Simstead, Nice Engineering. All right, go ahead.
Stuart Allen from Turinga Surveying. I know we had some discussion about the entryway and if there's gonna have to be a culvert and swale, and in Nice's information, we'll make sure that we have all that for the,
So for
secondary.
tonight, we're just looking at the
Yeah.
4 lots and adding your 2 entrances
Correct.
and exits at the north end,
Right,
because you're not building anything on Lot 1 or Lot 4 right now.
that is correct.
Yeah, okay. And this was in front of us 2 weeks ago. Mr. Attorney, are proofs of publication in order?
Notices are in order.
Thank you. Questions from board members before I open this matter to the floor? At this time, I'll open this matter to the floor. Anyone in the audience with any comments regarding Plan Commission Case 2558, Adlaka Commercial Edition? Any comments from the floor? Being no comments from the floor, we'll close the floor, bring it back to the board. Questions? Comments? Concerns? Mr. Jarvis?
Just one question. Did it require a culvert coming in on that entranceway?
On that western, it's gonna require a culvert.
Okay, I know we discussed it.
Yeah. Correct. It's about 6% slope coming down from that. If you try, you can see it's quite a bit lower than the road
Yeah.
on the east side. And then on the west side, we're gonna be coming up about 6%
Okay.
to get over the culvert that we're gonna put in.
That's all I have, Mr. Anderson.
And you're going to put something in there to make it not advantageous for people to cut through the
Correct.
parking lot to use it?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it will put one-way do not enter signs, because it's one way coming from, the east, going through the parking lot, exiting on the east.
Yeah.
Coming in from the west, going out on the east. And the angled parking is like that right now, so it's really kind of one way now.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, there is gonna be pavement there, so, there'll be signs.
Yeah, just, we don't want that, and I'm sure you don't want that, people going,
Yeah.
flying through the lot to cut through.
Anticipated some remonstration, people not wanting that to happen as well, so.
Yeah,
Not that that's necessary, you guys don't want that either.
anything from staff? Course of action?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Rack?
Planning Commission Case 25-5-8, Adlaka Commercial Edition, General Location 7300, 7310 West Lincoln Highway, Fawn Plaza Subdivision, Petitioner Sada Adlaka, represented by Turinga Engineering and Surveying, request primary approval of a 4-lot C3 Highway Commercial Subdivision and US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all federal, state, and local regulations, and that fees to the town of Schererville are kept current.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Long. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Yes.
Miles Long.
Yes.
Chris Rack.
Yes.
Bob Kokon.
Yes.
Gary Emig, yes. Tom Anderson.
Yes, so approved, 6-0. Thank you. Moving on to commission business findings of fact, Plan Commission Case 2521, BP Gas Station, Quick Run Convenient Mart, pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long, all in favor? Aye. Carries 6-0. Plan Commission Case 2536, Klein Commons, Lot 1, Scooters Coffee, pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Rack, second by Mr. Long, all in favor?
Aye.
Carries 6-0. Any correspondence? We are adjourned. We have 6 minutes till we can start the next. Maybe we should make The May 5th, 2025 Plan Commission Study Session to order. Pledge of Allegiance has been recited. Roll call remains the same. First item of business, Laura Lane, Lot 2, general location, 1139 Caroline Avenue, Laura Lane, Lot 2. Petitioner CCI 2, Inc., Bob Gates, request US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan Review. Good evening.
Good evening.
Want to introduce yourself and
Yes, Bob Gates, currently at 1120 West Lincoln Highway, a building we built about 4 years ago, and we had that property subdivided. This is the second parcel off of Caroline. I met with you guys maybe a month ago to discuss not building a through road there, so now that we've got that under control, we're on to the next step. And it's about a 3,000 square foot, one level office building. It'll just be me and my family that occupy it. It's all brick.
so there's signage on the building. Is there going to be any signage?
We'll have I'm gonna leave a spot for the signage. We're in a business that nobody comes to see me. I don't care who knows where I'm at, but I'll have a.
So you're going to be the only tenant in the building?
That's it.
Okay.
And I don't plan to do a monument sign either.
Okay, yeah, that was my question, okay. So the people you want to know,
The only
that you're
people that come to
there,
visit me
they'll
were
know
invited.
they'll know
They
you're
know where
there.
to go.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. And we're a contractor. We're just a
no
small
walk-in.
contractor.
Yeah.
We actually work, all our work's in Illinois for whatever reason, so.
Okay. Engineering, is that, do you start?
DVG will be doing the engineering. I'm having a little trouble. We have Ted Roan on board, and he
The
did
architect, yeah.
did the site drawings so far, and he even put the building on the site plan for me. Thank you. Doug's been really busy, and we're trying to get in a slot with him to do the next phase. Because he's already done all the preliminary, here we go.
Yeah.
All that preliminary was done 4 years ago, so we know where our retention area is, and we're designing around that. But we still need to extend our water and our sanitary. Everything comes from 30, which has already been prepped on phase 1 and ready to go.
Yeah, okay,
In fact, I'm having the trees cleared, not all the trees, but a lot of the trees, in about 2 weeks, so.
yeah. Questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Jarvis?
quick question. I know you didn't want a road through, and that's fine, but you are bringing the utilities. Is there a utility easement from the front property to the back property?
Yeah, down the east and the west property lines, DVG had planned for future tying in, because all this water here will drain to the retention area on the north end of the lot. So there's an easement that would be on the west, or the east side, and then on the west side, we're bringing sanitary in.
Okay.
And it's only from the phase 1, it's only another, I think about 150 feet to the property line, to the new, to the second parcel.
Okay,
And is it your plans to have like a landscaping buffer between the front one and the back one?
I plan to leave the existing oaks that are in place. There's a lot of beautiful oaks that are old, and I'll just leave all those in place. I'm only gonna cut enough to take my path to run the utilities, and that's it.
Okay. Good idea.
other questions, comments? Anything from staff? Yep. Looks good, nice looking building.
Thank you. We're excited to have another one, so.
Yep. Get your engineering in and
Well, if anybody knows Doug, give him a call.
he won't answer my call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Sherwood Forest 18th Edition, Lot 12, general location 1802, 1806 Robin Hood Boulevard, Sherwood Forest 18th Edition, Lot 12, commonly known as Nottingham Square. Petitioner CSK Architects, Scott Goodwin, requests a US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan Review.
Hello, my name is Scott Goodwin. I'm with CSK Architects. What we're doing here at this this Nottingham Square area is,
Having a hard, can you speak, get a little closer to the microphone?
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Better?
because these are being recorded and
Okay.
aired.
Is this better?
Yes,
Okay. The owner, Dino DeVellis, has these two buildings on these two pieces of property, and he wants to redevelop them. The two-story building had a sign out front, and you all know that sign. It started to lean, and he finally took it down. Well, part of this package is redeveloping a sign out in front of the building. The other building he has used to be a bank. He wants to develop that again into businesses being able to use it. So on this piece of, this plan you see in front of you, you can see out above the building, we've got a sign area established for the signs. And we have more details on what the sign is built to, and they meet your codes. We have a 2-foot planting area that it says up 2 feet. Then we go up 8 feet. It is 12 feet wide.
okay.
We have not developed the sign itself, but that's the area that we have for the sign. We will come in once we develop the sign and show that to you. So we're on the same page, but we're meeting those requirements to develop the sign too.
Okay,
Nothing is changing other than that on the outside of that building. Within that building, we are going to redefine the traveling path. They have exits on the back of the building. We have an exits in the front of the building. All we're doing is creating a corridor so he can create spaces within the building, smaller spaces to lease them out. So that's the only changes to this building. Nothing on the exterior. On the other building, again, the sign area has been established out in the front of that building, same parameter as the other sign. We'll be developing the inside of the existing building, and we'll be enclosing the drive-through area when we need to. If he has a customer that can work in this space, he'll probably develop that right now. But if they need to expand, we'll enclose that drive-through and create additional space for him to use. Of course, we'll have to go through the whole getting permit and all that as well. But we have drawings showing what the exterior elevations will look like, so you can see what that potentially will look like. You can also see on this plan we're creating additional parking spaces, so we meet the parking requirements of the city or of the town. And that's all spelled out in the format that you see, that we meet the requirements, and so on. If we go back 2 pages, we'll come back. If we go back 2 pages to the very beginning, one more sheet. On this page, you'll see on the bottom, one of the comments that I've heard is enclosing the dumpsters, the existing dumpsters. One is exposed. The other one has a white picket fence around it that doesn't look very attractive. So I talked to the owner, and we'll put a natural cedar fence around both of them and make it a nice enclosure around the dumpsters. And that's what's on this page right here.
okay.
Then we can go forward. To the sign detail, okay, this one's just showing the parameter of what that sign will look like. 12-foot wide, 8-foot tall on a 2-foot base, meeting the requirements of the
It's going to be horizontal?
horizontal. You can see it there. Yeah, it's horizontal. Yeah, it's not going to be vertical. We're not going to do that again. We don't want a lining side. Now, we have had a structural engineer look at the post and design the footings for the post so that
Don't
there'll
have
be
that
no
issue again. Yeah.
problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we move on. Okay, so in the first two-story building, this is what it's talking about, the walkway. So we have a through walkway, so we meet all the code requirements for egressing. You're going from the front of the building directly to the outside of the building. On the second floor, you go to the hall, to the stairway. On the first floor, you go directly outside from the front of the building. So then you can kind of see that we kind of divided into leasable spaces.
Yeah.
Those are all ideas until we get the exact tenant using them and we know have a better idea of what they're looking for. But this gives you the parameter of what we're looking to do with the building.
Okay.
Okay, and the next drawing, okay, again, this is the bank building, the old bank building. And again, this is what we're trying to do with dividing this building. Above is a demolition, pretty much the entire majority, 2/3 of the building will be demoed. And then we'll come in and just create spaces. You've got 5 spaces, basically, that can be developed within this space. We're creating rear exit doors on the west side of the building. You can kind of see what we're trying to do with enclosing the drive-through in the future when that is necessary.
Yeah, so you're adding about 1,600 square feet there. Huh?
What's that?
You're adding about 1,600 square
Oh,
feet.
Correct, about 1,500 square feet.
Yeah.
But we're still below the 9,000 square feet and not having to be a sprinkled building for a business. So we're not changing the intent of the existing building. I think the total is about 8,000 with the enclosed drive-through.
Yeah.
And then the next page will show you an idea of what it will look like with elevations. Now on this page, I'm showing the signage area for the sign that could be added to the facades of the building. One's missing. Oh, if you go down, the top one is on the 30 side. This one, that is 30 side. If we go down, that is on the east side. That one. And again, all those parameters meet the requirements of a sign and don't exceed those requirements for the square footage of the space,
Okay.
an amount of signage that is allowed. And if you go down to the next one, that gives you an idea of the color. The next page, the next one will show you the actual colors. These are close to what we have. You have a dark brick, you have a lighter ephes finish. We'll be using that same tone with the addition, the enclosure of the drive-through.
Okay.
That's kind of that's the extent of what we're looking to do with these 2 buildings.
Questions?
One question, you said that the bank building, you're demoing it or just demoing the inside?
Inside, just the internal walls.
Okay.
Just the internal walls, and like I said, 2/3 of them. Some of them will remain within there, but 2/3 are, like the teller line and things like that, will be disappearing.
Okay.
Other questions? Anything from staff?
I just had one. Is there an existing sign by the bank, the old bank, on the 30 right away right now? Or you're adding one? You're adding one now?
We're adding one.
Okay.
Because it's a separate building, we're handling and it's on a separate piece of property as well. So,
It's its own lot, yeah.
And as you saw, it actually pulled that back onto the property line.
Yeah, so basically, the outside is just the two signs and the enclosing the drive-through is the majority of your outs.
And a little bit of work inside.
Most of what you're doing is inside,
Correct.
yeah. Just trying to reconfigure it.
And the
for reasonable
dumpsters,
Space, yeah.
in the dumpsters.
Yeah, the dumpster enclosures, yeah. Questions, comments? Looks good to me. Any concerns?
It just definitely needs to be refreshed, so this will
Yeah.
do it.
Yep. Okay, nothing further from staff? Looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Item C, zoning ordinance number 2004, review residential garages, carports, and driveway regulations.
So, after going through the zoning ordinance, we have a couple of changes we wanted you guys to consider for driveways. We've been getting a lot of requests for people to basically put another parking spot in their front yard, which is not allowed. And then when we tell them it's not allowed, then they say, well, you know, I can't get my garbage cans, I have to go on my grass to be able to get my garbage cans down the driveway. So we came up with a compromise. The way the ordinance reads right now is, basically you can have driveway in front of your garage door and that's it. Unless, if you have a 3-car garage, then you can have a 3-car width driveway. So what we're contemplating, proposing to you guys is, we wanted to basically make it the width of the garage, because typically you got about 2 or 3 feet, sometimes 1 foot on each side of the driveway that's the width of the garage. So that way, if people are storing their garbage cans on the side of their house, and most of them have a sidewalk going to the backyard, not all of them, but most of them do, then they would be able to have that sidewalk tie into the wider part. So if there's 2 cars parked on the driveway, they'll be able to get their garbage cans down to the curb. So that's kind of what we're proposing. We have a couple other changes that we're really not ready to talk about right now. Probably do them all at the same time if you guys are in favor of it when that does come up. But Andy's got a couple examples here from, let's say, Amberley. Is this Amberley? So a lot of these, since we changed the ordinance, it used to be at the right-of-way line, so basically at the curb, where the curb meets the road, you could have 18 foot of driveway. We changed that to 30. We already made that change. You guys already approved it. We made that change. So that we're okay with, because if you got a 3-car garage, most people have the, guess I won't be able to use my hands. The wings, I call them at the end, so your driveway's straight and then they kind of wing out at the side. So we're okay with that, but we wanted to make the width of the driveway, we're not going to change that, but we wanted to make that width just a little bit wider for the purpose of getting by cars without having to walk on your grass, but not having it be a parking space. Because our ordinance currently states there's no front yard parking unless it's on the driveway. So like for my house, for instance, I have a 16-foot door, I have a 16-foot driveway, and I think I have 2 feet on either side of my door. So that means I could have a, if it is 2 feet, I could have a 20-foot wide driveway. But I could also be 30 at the end, which would not look right. I would never do that, but that's the intent here. So on that first house, 2917, you can see that that's a 3-car garage house, and that's one of the reasons why we changed it to 30 feet, because it kind of defeats the purpose that you kind of got to come in where it's 2-car two-car driveway and then turn it into a three. So that would mean that that concrete up on the north there could technically go right across the sidewalk down to the curb. So do you guys picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
And another change we wanted to make that goes along the same line is our zoning ordinance contains carports. We don't allow carports, but it's in our zoning ordinance. There's a definition for it, and there's mention of it in this same section that's talking about the width of the driveway. Because the way the ordinance reads now is the width of the driveway, how does it read?
Adjoining the garage.
Yeah, adjoining the garage. So we're going to take that out of it and just have it read that, the driveway could be as wide as the garage. So typically, that's over 16 feet if it's a two-car garage. That's kind of what we were thinking. If you guys got any comments or want to discuss it tonight so we can keep working on it or stop working on it.
No, I'm good with, you see the people coming in every day. We don't. We only see, when they come in the beginning. You have to deal with them on a daily basis. If that's what we need to do to make it work, I'm all in favor of that.
I agree. Being the width of the garage will it'll look like it was designed for.
Yeah.
And it will allow most folks, if you got two cars parked in the garage, that you'd still
room
be
to
able to
get-
go around.
yeah.
And then, the passenger in one car won't be hitting the door right next to him. So, the driveway widths are narrow, especially when you got SUVs size of a small plane.
Yeah.
That's all I had. Did I miss anything, Denise? All right. Thank you.
Any concerns, questions? All right, you got 6 votes so far. Yeah. Okay, that's all you had?
Thank you. Yep.
We are adjourned.